I'm Josh.
And I'm Jen. Welcome to the Gospel Shaped Family Podcast.
Each episode brings biblical wisdom and practical conversations on parenting, marriage, and family. And we discuss how to disciple the next generation with a biblical worldview.
Whether you're raising children, shepherding a church, or longing to build a legacy of faith in your home, this podcast is for you.
Join us as we explore how to shape hearts, homes, and churches around the gospel, one conversation at a time.
Hey friends, welcome back to the Gospel Shaped Family Podcast.
Good to see you again, Jen.
Yes.
You know, I think I look forward to Thursday
I love
more,
podcast
which
day.
is the day we record,
Yeah, we
more than
record on
any
Thursday.
day of the week.
It's
So
fun. We
it is
have a
really
great
fun.
time. I love it because we do school in the morning and then we record in the afternoon. So it's like, oh, I'm done with school and I'm done with all the things. And then we just get to like cozy up here and iced coffee or hot coffee.
Yeah, I'm a hot coffeeer.
I have iced coffee right now. And then chat. It's so fun.
That's right. That's
Podcast
good.
day.
And today we're talking Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving week. Can you
Yes.
believe it? Oh my
It's
goodness.
upon us.
Thanksgiving is like the gateway to wonderfulness.
And really good football.
That's true. I'm ready with all the snacks.
The luckiest people in the world are the Cowboys and Lions fans because they get their team every Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Why?
Every year when the Vikings play, or once a decade when the Vikings get on Thanksgiving, I'm always like, yeah.
But those teams get it every year.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, but yeah, lucky for them.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I don't always pay as close of attention to the football on Thanksgiving. I see it on and I'm like, yay, that's great.
Good
But I couldn't even told you the Vikings and the Cowboys.
And of course, Thanksgiving is about way more than football.
Oh,
so
way
what are
more,
we
of
talking about with Thanksgiving today, Jude?
Well, today we're talking about how to have an intentional Thanksgiving holiday with your family.
Yes.
We'll touch on a few different things, but yeah, it's great. Where does Thanksgiving rank on your favorite holidays, Josh? If you had to rank them,
On my
what's
favorite.
the ranking?
Yeah, I could be convinced to put it number one, but
Stop! Really?
I
Number one?
probably will land on number two with Christmas as number one. It's hard to beat the whole ambiance. There's such a build up to Christmas,
Oh,
with
yeah.
the whole month and all the music.
wonderful.
It just has that yeah. It's hard to beat the Christmas vibe, but I think I'd probably put it two. And here's why I like Thanksgiving. You can tell me
Okay.
if this is similar for you. There just isn't the same level of expectation and work and everything associated with Thanksgiving as there are a lot of the other holidays. It's just and there's not a lot of stuff that you have to do. It's like,
Well, it depends on if you're making the food.
sure, if you're hosting, there's a lot, but other than that, it's like get together, hang out, have fun. It's just, there's a relaxed nature to it.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen with some of the other holidays.
Yeah.
And so I really love that. It's like, all right, we get to just sit down and be together and hang out. The other stuff is kind of like, all right, you got all this stuff going
Yeah.
on. So I don't
That's
know.
true.
That's why I really like it.
That's true.
Plus the football. I mean, you just
love-
can't beat the football.
The food's good. I feel like Thanksgiving is good for the food. I would put Thanksgiving in maybe like top 3 for sure.
What's above it for you?
Well, for sure Christmas, because Christmas is like the tree and like the presents and like we go to church. Church is so special on Christmas. I love Christmas church. It's my favorite of the year. And then the day on Christmas Day is so wonderful. So I love that. A lot of that same aesthetic for Thanksgiving. You're right. It's so laid back. It's so wonderful. It's like, I think of it as like the gateway to the wonderful season because we've got Thanksgiving and we are purists. So we don't decorate our house for Christmas before Thanksgiving. Now, I feel like all the ladies decorate their house for Christmas before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I got friends that are like, I'm listening to Christmas music in like late summer, early fall. I'm
And
like,
they decorate, it's like
man.
Halloween, and then they put up their tree.
If that's you, like more power to you. I
think it's
can't
beautiful.
do it.
It's beautiful. And if I go to your home, I will say, I love it. It's a 10 out of a 10, but we're more like, wait till after the day after Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is wonderful because then it's like, we're going to decorate the house. And then January is always so wonderful.
That's good.
And then we have birthdays. So I feel like it's like the gateway into all the things.
So it's pretty relaxed, pretty laid back. And in that, we want to help our families, us included, you as well, to be really intentional with the day and thread some things into the day that will create some value to help kids get their focus on the right thing. Because it's pretty easy, right? I've talked about how I love football. It's pretty easy to make those kinds of things the focus of Thanksgiving. And pretty quick, a day goes by, Thanksgiving goes by. We haven't focused our attention really on what matters most, which is the goodness, the greatness, the grace of God, who he is, why we have so many wonderful things to be grateful for, and just shifting some attention to that. So we hope that this helps you get something more out of Thanksgiving than just food and football and family, and add some of that faith component stuff to the day.
Yeah, so we hope you come away from the episode today just, even if you have one thing that you're going to add to your Thanksgiving holiday to make it a little bit more intentional or memorable, just, find a little nugget and roll with that.
All right.
So there you go. Okay. Well, it's time for a segment, Josh.
Uh-oh, which one?
The segment is called Stump Dr. Josh. Stump him. We're going to
Here we go. All right. So up to this point, I think I've gotten everything right, which is surprising.
Yeah, this one is on
because I could never get my answers right in school when I had tests. So
you're so smart. Okay, I don't think you're going to get this one. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right.
Don't you love her confidence?
Yes.
You're gonna... All right,
no, you
let's
might
see.
get it. You might surprise me. Okay.
Maybe I will. Let's see.
Okay, here we go. So let me find it here. Okay. According to the USDA, okay.
That's
what Joel Salatin. We love this guy named Joel Salatin, and he's they call him the most famous farmer in America. I adore him. He's very funny.
You're so funny with tangents. You're just
okay. Welcome to my world. This is how I'm very type B. I told you guys that. I told you guys that. All the tangents. Okay, so according to the USDA, it was your fault we went on that tangent because you said duh. Okay. According to the USDA, how many turkeys do Americans consume on the average Thanksgiving holiday? So this is last year's number. Just one day.
One day.
Stand alone.
Oh man.
How many
it's gonna be millions.
Turkeys are consumed in America on the one Thanksgiving day?
Do I have to just guess a random number?
I'm trying to stump you, Dr. Josh.
What do I get? I don't get any options, or I just gotta guess. All right, if I gotta just guess,
ballpark it.
Ballpark it. Let's see. How many people are there in the United States? Oh boy, I'm doing math in my head. I'm gonna say 5.243 million turkeys.
That's an undercut. Guess how many turkeys are 46 million turkeys are consumed.
Dang, man, I was way off.
On Thanksgiving Day.
For how many?
46
million. Wow, that's a lot of turkeys.
So
who's growing those?
That is exactly where my mind went, because we've raised turkeys.
Yeah, those are hard. Here's what happened. We raised turkeys, and they follow you around like a dog, sweet. And they love you. Everywhere. They attach to you mommy, chicken mommy. Yeah, and they squawk. They're quack, quack,
they'll follow you everywhere, right up the steps to the house.
Right up the steps. They look in the back windows of the porch, and they're standing there where are you? Don't you love me? Let me in. I want to be around you.
Yeah.
And they do that for half of the year. So we were
they take a long time to grow, and they're hard to process.
And they want to die when they're little. Sorry, here we raise chickens a lot, or turkeys.
Are hard to raise. It's a big financial investment to raise turkeys.
They want to die when they're little. I say that because they get really picky when you first get them when they're chicks, and they don't eat and they won't drink, and they're
oh my gosh.
Anyways, you go.
So 46 million. And then this says that there are approximately 736 million pounds of turkey consumed on Thanksgiving Day. That is quite the industry.
Yeah. Wow.
But delicious.
Yeah, the right kind. Good.
If you make that turkey correctly, it's delicious. Well, I did it
You stumped me.
I stumped Dr. Josh on the stump.
It was just a matter of time.
It was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good job for being wrong. You get a trophy for participating.
Oh, do you think that kids should have participation trophies?
No.
No.
No participation trophy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We have problems with our generation today because we've made them all think like they're successful.
I don't give participation trophies in band, but I do really love the kids. So I'll, give them like a Christmas gift or something. Just not because I feel like they need affirmation for being involved, but because I just love them. That's different though.
Let's take a break to thank Renew Nation, the sponsor of this podcast. If you've benefited from the Gospel Shaped Family Podcast, consider making a tax-deductible donation to Renew Nation today. Your generous donations make this podcast and our work to help children develop a biblical worldview possible. If you've enjoyed the episode, you can support us by leaving a review. This helps the podcast grow and reach more families. Now back to the show.
Okay, well, let's talk Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. So let's talk about a few talking points that you can keep in mind with your family on Thanksgiving. So we're gonna, we're talking about Thanksgiving. Like, what kind of things would be helpful to talk about? Mm-hmm. Can you hand me? There's a little stack of books there. Hand me that top one.
Yep.
And the second one. There we go. I'm gonna show you two.
So fun.
So you're not gonna, if you're listening by audio, you'll have to go to the show notes to find these, and I'll hold up for everybody watching on video. This book's called Heed the Pilgrims by a friend of ours at Renew Nation. His name is Nathaniel Sullivan, and this is a really small little book, but it looks at the perspective of the first 2 years that the Pilgrims were in the U.S. They actually lived in a socialist society. Based on the investors, they expected everything to be split and everything was shared together. So we actually, you wonder, has America ever gone through a socialist kind of season? And yes, the answer is the Pilgrims did that the first 2 years they came here. Wow. It was disastrous. It de-incentivized the members of the community for working because they got no personal gain out of it. And so this is recorded, of course, in the diaries of some of the individuals that were part of that first group that came over. Yeah, and you can actually read about this and see, wow, here was a socialist experiment in America that failed miserably, and people, half of the Pilgrims when they came over died. So this is great. It recounts that, if you want to give your kids a lesson on the failure of socialism. So secular worldviews always fail. And here's an example with Thanksgiving to show how that happened. Of course, in America right now, I've read statistics that the youngest generation, like 40 or 50% right now, are favorable to Marxist kinds of
I've read similar things.
Worldviews, that they would be okay with that happening in the United States. And of course, we have in New York right now, we have an openly socialist individual that's looking at potentially becoming the mayor. In Minneapolis, where we live, we have a very strong push for a socialist mayor as well. And this is pretty significant in our country. In New York, the largest
New York city
in our nation, potentially becoming a socialist city. That should be shocking to everybody listening to this podcast. And not only that, but only 25 years after the planes in 9/11 crashed into the world, the buildings there. The Twin Towers, in that same city, where we've gone from that to potentially socialist in nature. We have to teach our kids the problems and why this is, not only is it failed, and we can show all of those failures, and, people will say, well, it's because it hasn't been implemented properly. Baloney. It doesn't work because it's a failed idea. And biblically, of course, the idea scripturally is, the 10 Commandments: do not steal, do not covet your neighbor's stuff. This essentially is a form of greed and coveting and laziness, and all that's baked into this. So That's one. If you wanted to go that route, you could do that. This is a great opportunity to show how socialism failed with the Pilgrims. Get that book by Nathaniel Sullivan. We have another book we use with our kids. This is fantastic, Of Plymouth Plantation. This is literally by William Bradford, his writings and his diaries, and you can go. This is called original source material. So don't read other things that people have written about the Pilgrims. Go to the actual source, because of course you get a lot of revisionist history with Thanksgiving and other times in our history, and people try to make it what it's not. And
the Howard Zinns of the world, right? Like everybody wants to read Howard Zinn. He's the expert on the colonists. There's a really great book you could read also called Refuting Howard Zinn. And so read original sources.
Original sources.
Go back to the beginning. Read what people actually had to say for themselves, especially when you're teaching your kids or learning yourself. I mean, it's just it's the way to go.
So I'm just going to read you a really small portion of what William Bradford wrote. This is called the Mayflower Compact. So they had left England, came to the U.S. They did that, of course, for religious reasons. The Church of England was essentially running the country, and they were getting persecuted, so they left as reformers, considered separatist pilgrims. That's where that name came from. And they came to the U.S., of course, not named that at the time, but this is part of the reason as they were coming to shore, what they wrote, this compact, kind of the why. Why did they come? Why did the Pilgrims come to the U.S.? So they wrote this, having undertaken for the glory of God and the advancement of the Christian faith and honor of our king and country, a voyage to plant the first colony in the northern parts of Virginia, do these present solemnly and mutually in the presence of God and one another covenant and combine ourselves together into a civil body politic. Anyways, and it keeps going on. But I just want you to hear that for the glory of God and the advancement of the Christian faith. So there was very much a biblical conviction coming out about why they were doing. Just think about the foundation of our country, and this is, the very beginnings of that happening. And so you can, teach these things to your children about why the Pilgrims came over to our country. And then, of course, you could talk about the founding of the national holiday itself for our country. Where did that come from? So this was, of course, in the New England area, and what ended up happening is the New England states ended up individually celebrating the holiday on their own. Some states made it a holiday for their state, different time periods in the New England area. And that eventually slowly spread across the country until it became a national holiday during the Civil War by Abraham Lincoln, and to give thanks to God. And of course, what a horrible season in our country during the Civil War. Think about, a time, think about the juxtaposition of that Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War creates a national holiday to give thanks to God for all of his goodness and blessings, despite all the heartache and conflict and death and fighting that was happening in our country at that time. And so for 150 plus years now, that has been a part of our country. And I will give you one more tidbit here, that how, as we kind of go through history with Thanksgiving, in the early 1900s, in the 1910s, 20s, 30s, we had tens of millions of immigrants that came to America. And there was a push for how do we help these immigrants become Americans, understand American history, value America, learn America culture, and all of the stuff that goes with being an American. Thanksgiving, in part, was purposefully taught to our society and kids in school as kind of a really quick encapsulated way to help integrate immigrants into America. And we've lost some of that in our country today, where we are not teaching these kinds of things to our children, to other people, to help us understand why America. There is no other country that is like America. America is exceptional. It is amazing. It is a gift of the Lord. It comes right out of Scripture. And this, we can give thanks to God for our country, for the goodness that we have here from God, and utilize Thanksgiving strategically for those kinds of purposes as well. So I just gave you a whole bunch. Now, you're probably not going to do all of that, but maybe you would want to utilize a few of those or one of those to be strategic with the use of your time. And so anyways,
with teaching kids leading up to Thanksgiving Day, even if it's, this will come out on a Tuesday, but like looking this up online or ordering a resource and reading it to your kids beforehand, in some settings, maybe bringing up socialism at the Thanksgiving table is frowned upon. I don't know, Josh, but intentionally just showing love to others, but showing love to others is always giving them the truth also.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about some very specific ways to keep Thanksgiving focused on Christ, some really practical things that families can do. So Jen, why don't you share a few things from just kind of the teaching side? We're going to talk about a number of things from teaching to activities. I know some families like to do stuff, some really intentional activities, even meal times and singing and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to just throw out some ideas.
Jazzing up the day.
Maybe a couple of these will stick. So kind of, I don't know if you're listening, you might want to
jot a couple down.
Piece of paper and a pen if some of these kind of resonate with you. So what are some actual teaching ideas that people could do beyond what we've talked about?
For sure. Well, always starting with the Bible. Start with the Bible on Thanksgiving. Read the Bible to your kids. Read the Bible to your family. Dads, it's so important that you're reading the Bible to your kids. So pull it out. I mean, some really great resources would be Psalm 92 and Psalm 110, 1 Corinthians 15, even Ephesians 5. So discuss the goodness of God and discuss what does it look like to give thanks to God. And we want to be a family who thanks the Lord and gives glory to Him. Not only on this day, but every day, but particularly on this day. So start with the Bible, read the Bible together as a family, and do that as an extension, even of just a family worship. And I would say don't be afraid to do that, even if you have extended family over, or if you are with extended family, ask, hey, would it be okay if I read a Bible verse, or if I started with a prayer or did something like that? But put yourself out there and start with the Bible on Thanksgiving.
Good.
Yeah. Another great idea that we love to do with teaching is in the days and the weeks leading up to Thanksgiving is writing notes of Thanksgiving to people in their life. So even if it's like a quick note to your pastor that you could hand them at that Thanksgiving Eve service, to neighbors, there is something so powerful in teaching our family practically what does it look like to give thanks by saying, thank you, I appreciate you, I appreciate what you've done. And in the season of gratefulness and in the season of just expressing those things, thank you. It's just a really great practical thing. Another one would be just to gather some resources about Thanksgiving. You can do this in the weeks leading up, or even now. It's not too late to do that. I always joke when I am teaching live in person, and I'll say order this resource. Sometimes Amazon will deliver it to your house the same day. You never know. Things come so fast. But just a few resources. I have a couple. I have my two favorites here. We have so many. The first one that you could read on Thanksgiving Day, and we have read this on Thanksgiving Day a million times. It's called The Thanksgiving Story. I'll hold it up for the camera. It's a very pretty children's book by Alice Dalglish. And when the kids, we've read a number of her books, like The Bears of Hemlock Mountain, and
It's a winner for an author.
She's so sweet. Her illustrations are so beautiful, but then it just kind of follows a family. They have a baby while they're living there after they've landed in the Mayflower. I mean, it's just such a wonderful story. It's so beautiful. So, teach your family using some resources. This is so wonderful, especially for little ones. I would recommend this even up through grade school. I think that it's so pretty. I think older kids wouldn't mind it, or maybe our kids just will listen to it because I love it, but they'll listen to it. The other one that I recommend to everybody, this book needs to be in your family resource. It can be kind of hard to get your hands on, but get it. It's called The Thanksgiving Book.
That's if you're only going to get one book.
This is it.
That's the one.
This is
but I think you should get multiple books because you can never have too many books.
Oh, no, I agree.
This is a truth. But if you only get to get one,
we've come back to this book
a lot.
You got this book. Where did you get this book? Did you order it?
I bought it a long time ago. It has my stamp in it even.
I'll show you if you're watching on video. Josh has this stamp.
An embosser.
An embosser. It's kind of hard to see. And he'll emboss the books when he gets them. Our kids are now quick to emboss books with their own embosser. And they'll be like, this is my book. See? And I'll be like, I don't think that's yours. But anyways, okay, so the Thanksgiving book. It is so wonderful. It says, a companion to the holiday covering its history, lore, traditions, foods, symbols, including primary sources. Yes, primary sources, poems, prayers, songs, hymns, recipes, supplemented with a chronology, bibliography, and websites. And it's just so wonderful. It has all the original sources. It goes through, different kinds of birds. There's poetry in here. There's excerpts from different things in literature. Like there's excerpts from like the Louisa May Alcott first Thanksgiving. There's recipes. We have just read this book. It is so wonderful. I cannot recommend it enough. So find some great resources and just teach your kids. Just be intentional, and then teaching them, just asking, what do you want your kids to know about Thanksgiving? And then rolling along that way.
Good. All right. So that's some teaching stuff. Lots of stuff. Obviously, you guys could cover. I'll give those back
books out of the way.
Second category to think about after teaching is activities. Some things beyond that teaching side. Mm-hmm. You could sing a song together or multiple ones. Yep. So find a hymn, teach a hymn that has to do with thanking God. Mm-hmm. A few of them that you could consider would be We Gather Together for the Beauty of the Earth. And there are others out there, of course, as well. And you could engage, of course, in that time. Mm-hmm. We have done, and this is maybe a popular one. I don't know if you guys have had good experiences with this or not, but the ABCs of Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, that's fun. My brother started this tradition.
Yeah, you have a letter and go around, of course. Jen would have the letter A, and she's thankful for apple pie or, whatever. Of course, little kids choose kind of funny stuff. But
that was like the joke one year. Somebody said, I don't know who said, well, okay, let's start A. And somebody said, oh, apple pie. Like, we just had the most amazing apple pie at Thanksgiving. And then Asher, our son Asher, was like, my name starts with A. I mean, he did not. Every year now, he'll be like, A is for Asher.
If you want to go like next level with this, you can record the answers from year to year and kind of look back on them. Some of them are lighthearted and funny, but others of them you actually get to see how God has moved in your family over the years, because you'll end up saying some things about how God has been faithful and good and provided, and it's just it's fun to see that. And that's also meaningful with pumpkin pie. And so there you go. That's, it's one of those.
Secret weapons, sit them all down.
I remember one year you did a turkey trot, a 5K.
Yes, I did that with my brother.
That was fun. So, some of those kinds of just fun activities. Yep. We live in Minnesota. It's a dice roll in late November. Sometimes if there's going to be snow on the ground and it's going to be kind of not a great day outside, or if you get, sometimes once in a while you'll get like sunny in the high 40s or even like
50s.
The clouds will part and you'll get 50s, and you can go out and play you can go play football outside. So if it's really nice, we go play football. I remember a few Thanksgivings where the first snow of the year, that's a big thing in Minnesota. First
so
snow
special.
comes on Thanksgiving
I remember
and,
those.
everybody's out. But, that's, those kinds of just traditions that are developed around the day are special activity wise. And maybe even, I know many families do some service things on Thanksgiving, serve a meal to homeless individuals or food bank or other kinds of things of that nature. And, building those kinds of activities in can be meaningful as well. Talk about, I don't do a lot with the meal portion and food. That's kind of more your
I am
your
the
territory.
food lady.
Talk about some of that because food and Thanksgiving are synonymous with each other. So let's talk that, Jen.
Okay, let's talk food logistics. Well, of course, you're going to start your meal with a prayer. It's a great opportunity to, have somebody in your home pray. There is a really great book out. It's called Every Moment Holy that has some more liturgical prayers. There's, a number of different liturgical prayer books out. But starting the meal with a really intentional prayer is always just so wonderful. I think that food is a great way to just show love to your family. Having traditions with food is continuity, right? It's familiarity. And so cook some foods that your family loves. Now is the time to pull out the recipe. We definitely have recipes in our family that are like just for Thanksgiving. Like on the Mulvihill side, they make this fluff. It's like fluffy Jell-O. It's never consumed any other day of the year. I don't even know.
It's basically like adding weight to your body. Like you're just getting fat from eating it, but it tastes so good.
It's like the line from that movie where they're like, the number one ingredient is cellulite. What movie is that from? I forget. But it is so, I'm sure it's terrible for you, but it is delicious.
It just sounds bad for you.
Or like sometimes my sister-in-law, Heather, she's an amazing cook and she'll do like collard greens. She's from the South. And just, think about what is the food that will literally make your family be like, this is your
it's like
chance.
it's a secret weapon.
This
like
is it. Yeah.
And go all out.
Go big. So make the best foods, make your traditions.
I remember when my mom died. And I don't remember if I said this already or not. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. But anyways, my mom died, and Thanksgiving, my dad served turkey and water.
Lasagna
And water. That's right. Lasagna and water. And, it was great to get together. We want to go more than minimalist.
Yes.
And I didn't share the rest of the story. It was the first time, if I had to host Thanksgiving and do all the food for the first time for Thanksgiving, I'd probably be a little overwhelmed. And my dad, to my dad's credit, he jumped in the deep end and did a great job. Yeah. But you probably have greater capacity than lasagna and water.
You have greater capacity. And
put some time and energy into it.
Let me also encourage the ladies to learn to make the food. So I don't know any gals who just like intuitively know how to make a turkey. It does take some process, whether you need to brine it or you're going to soak it or you're going to put it in a cheesecloth or I don't know what you're going to do. I've made many a turkey in the day to try to find what's great, but just do it. Get some cookbooks. Do it. You might fail, but you will never regret learning the craft of cooking well for your family. So just do it. Jump in. I would say include your kids in the preparation of your meals. Include the whole family, really.
You mean you don't want to be standing in the kitchen all alone all day long on Thanksgiving?
No mom wants to stand alone. Now, I will say that there is an art to hosting.
Hey, come into the kitchen and chop with me for hours. All these vegetables.
That sounds lovely while you all sit on the couch watching football. But no, there is an art to hosting that involves prepping in advance. So you don't have to stand in the kitchen all day doing that.
Okay.
I will die on that hill. That
so you don't have
prep
to
in advance.
Yeah.
And you do not need to stand in the kitchen.
Yeah, have some forethought.
Yeah, but include your family. Include them in it, and it'll be fun. Then they'll learn also. Set the table with festive decor. And whatever that means for you. Not everybody has fancy china. You don't have to have fancy dishes. we don't own fancy china. We just have white, dinner plates, but we
did.
We did.
But we never used them.
Never used it.
So we gave them to the Goodwill.
We did get rid of them. It was a waste of space if we don't have any storage space. But think tablecloths and napkins and it's special. So make it special at your table. You can do anything with white dinnerware. I love my white dinnerware.
Yeah.
And you can make it gorgeous, but make it special. Bring out the best stuff. Don't worry about if things get broken. Use the fancy stuff.
Use it. There's no reason not to. Use the fancy stuff. My recommendation always is, if it's possible, seat everyone at the same table. We do not have a large home, but we have a table with a leaf in it, and you can bet your bottom that I will squeeze as many people as I can at that table. And so if you can try to squeeze everyone at the table, it is so special. It's so special to have everyone seated together, from the littles to the bigs, and to see everybody's faces all at one time around the table and just to eat together. Now, you might not have room to serve all the food on that table. There's different philosophies with the Thanksgiving food. Like, do you seat everybody and pass the dishes around, pass to the right, or do you dish up in the kitchen and then go sit down? Choose your own adventure there. You do what you want, whatever works for you, but shuffle your buns around one big table if you can, or at least try to put people in the same room. I think that's great. And then finally, encourage your family to linger at the table. We've talked about this before when we talked about family worship, but the idea of, doing family worship after the meal, and that it encourages kids not to just get up the second that the meal's done, but encourage your family just to sit and relax and savor the time, savor the food, savor the conversation. This is the moment that you pull out as the mom or the dad, or as the host and the hostess, that you say, no, don't get up. I'm going to get that for you. Or no, don't move your plate. Just stay right there and relax. And you say, I'll take care of it. And let me bring you a cup of coffee. Don't move. Or what do you need? But encourage your family to linger at the table, enjoy every moment of that food, and serve them. Serve your family by prepping for the meal, by prepping for the food, by prepping for the day. And you won't be exhausted. You will love it. You will love that your family has been served well. So that's my food tips. That's some good food ideas there, Jen.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the food you are going to be, I'll help with, but I wouldn't make it good. So the food because you're such a good cook, I'm looking forward to that.
If you want extra points with your wife or whoever made the turkey, take a photo of her with that turkey on the platter, before it's carved, cha-ching, look how great it looks. I love a photo with the turkey on the platter. If somebody says they don't want that photo, they're lying. They want that photo. It's a good photo with the turkey on the platter.
And then a great way to wrap up the day is to hug everybody and look them in the eyes, tell them how special they are to you, that you love them, and just build those kinds of threads into your day, and you'll put your head on the pillow at night, probably tired, but feeling like there was some great value in this day beyond all the football. That's good too.
Beyond the work. It's just it is that eye contact hug, right? And just saying, I love you so much. And I'm so grateful for you. I'm so glad you were here today. I'm so glad we had this time together. I specifically remember my grandma Dickie always doing that. Always just looking me in the eye and being like, Jenny, I love you so much. And just a big hug. And whether the food's good or bad, right? Whether your team wins the game, whether or not the dishes get broken or things get burned, or I don't know what it was, but your kids will remember, your kids and your grandkids will remember. They'll remember that look in the eye, that big hug that says, I was loved today, and I'm grateful for the nation I live in. I'm grateful for the family you've given me. I'm grateful for all the ways that the Lord has orchestrated life together on that day.
That's great. All right.
Yep.
I think that does it for today.
Yay. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
And thanks for tuning in.
I hope it's a great, great time for your families.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Gospel Shape Family Podcast. Please share this episode and give us a 5-star rating wherever you get your podcasts.